Maintaining their momentum, thousands of protesters again pour onto the streets across Myanmar in their civil disobedience campaign against last Monday's coup. There are many different groups representing many walks of life.
This campaign is a little strange in Burmese culture, but we think that the main goal is to get attention from other countries. So all the boys joining this campaign are risking their lives and putting aside their shame.
Joining trade unions and groups of workers already taking part in the movement, some police officers in Kaya State broke ranks and joined the protesters, calling themselves the police of the people. Someone who was in the 1988 Myanmar student uprising that ended in a violent military crackdown says this movement has much broader support.
I think that the military will not be able to use their might in full extent, because the time is different. The world is different now. You can see that the world's leaders came out with the strong statements, especially the New Zealand Prime Minister Ardern came out with this very strong statement that they cut the relationship with the military regime.
Jo Tent Sui, a top aide to Aung San Suu Kyi, and several others with links to the ousted government were taken from their homes overnight, joining the more than 140 leaders taken in the first hours of the coup, including Suu Kyi. Officials from the Electoral Commission are also reported to have been taken. The junta says that the NLD landslide victory in November was fraudulent, citing that as the main reason for its takeover. The U.S. announced that it will impose sanctions against the military rulers, a move that more nations are expected to follow. A slowdown on foreign investment is also anticipated. Like previous periods of military dictatorship, that could lead to the country tightening its already close economic relationship with China. Myanmar is one of the poorest countries in Southeast Asia, and sanctions and a potential return to pariah status to most of the outside world could undo the economic progress since the election in 2015. But for now, the message and the goal for the protesters are clear. Get as many people as possible out on the streets, while at the same time drawing in more international attention and involvement. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera.
Okay, let's bring in our correspondent Florence Louis following those developments from Kuala Lumpur. Florence, what more did the coup leader have to say in this written statement?
Well, he's urged government workers to return to work to stop the strike, and he's also blaming the work strike on, he said, quote, unscrupulous persons, harassment from unscrupulous persons. He's urging people to avoid large assemblies because of coronavirus concerns. And it also appears to be a different tactic by the military, a softly approach, because also included in that statement is a line about how the military will review the laws on benefits to civil servants. Now, it appears to be seen whether or not these words will have any impact on the protests, which don't seem to be losing any momentum. And, you know, just a quick check on social media. People are already pouring scorn on Aung Hlaing's comments, with many people saying we're scared of coronavirus, but it's worse to live under a military dictatorship. And other people are saying the only reason we're out on the streets is because this coup took place. And yet more others are saying that people who are taking part in the strikes are the people who are truly loyal to the country. Now, the fact that this is Aung Hlaing's first statement on the protests and also his second statement in 4 days suggests that the military is perhaps feeling the pressure from what's happening in the country. These protests are in their 6th successive day, and they don't seem to be losing any momentum, and the civil disobedience strike is also growing larger as each day, with rail workers being the latest group to join in the workers' strike. Peter.
Florence, thank you very much. Florence Louis there reporting live from Kuala Lumpur.